Well, then here we go. All right, welcome to another edition of The Basic Vet. And today, this is a premiere edition of an interview-style podcast that I've been thinking of doing. And our special guest today is Mr. Shane. You want to say your last name?
Nah, let's skip it.
Mr. Shane from Broken Jarhed. And Shane and the Broken Jarhead are fucking awesome. Like, I woke up one day, saw their site, and had to get involved because his artwork is amazing. The stuff that he's doing is amazing. It's a morale booster for civilians and military alike, especially Marines, because there's a lot of humor that is Marine-centric that we all get. So, Shane, give me an elevator pitch about yourself. Tell me about yourself in 10 seconds.
Oh, gosh. I was a SIGINT Marine. I was a bad Marine. I was a shitbag. 29-month Lance Corporal. Now I'm a government employee. And I vent through art because I hate all the bureaucracy. And so, yeah, like it or don't or fuck off, whatever.
How long is a Lance Corporal?
29 months.
Dang, that is a long time.
I have a reason.
Well,
it wasn't from complete shitbaggery. So I got injured, and so instead of carrying my PFT score forward, they zeroed me out.
Got you.
And then because I was a shitbag, nobody wanted to help me. So yeah, I just coasted in, and then scored a 289 on the next one just to give them a fuck you, and picked up corporal. And then they wanted to send me to corporal's course 2 months later, I guess, because I rated or something. And I said, no, I'm not going, because I was like 6 months away from getting out or something.
So you did one enlistment then? 4 years? 5 years?
5 years, yeah. Yeah, because schooling was almost a year.
Okay, cool. But yeah, your school.
Yeah.
It's like when I was talking to Kobe.
I almost didn't even make it to the fleet.
Really?
Yeah. I was a bad kid. Well, I was 25. I think I told you I was 25 when I got in, and I was coming off a divorce. So like when I had a 23-year-old sergeant tell me that it's been noted that I drink too much. I'm like, okay. Like, so what? It's not affecting like my. I told him, I was like, I get a higher PFT than you do. Apparently that's not the thing to say. And I said, how about this, Sergeant? And I'm a PFC. I was like, how about this, Sergeant? I've been drinking legally longer than you've been out of high school. So how about you stick to the Marine Corps and tell me about that shit, and I'll do whatever I want for my own life. So that attitude didn't carry well with people for some reason. And it just didn't stop. And I'm not bluffing. Like, a lot of people would vouch for me. I was a piece of shit, but I had fun. People
there you go. Hey, and I appreciate you being very, very honest with that. That's a lot of people will not come out and say, yeah, I was a shitbag.
Yeah.
They're trying to hide that shit or make shit up.
It was. Yeah, like when we go to the field or whatever it may be, or they tell you what to bring. Like, I would bring a day pack. Like, where's all your other shit? I don't want to carry it. It's too heavy. But you're already on the parade deck at that point. Like, it's too late. And then you always have like the dude that's like the mom of the platoon or whatever that has like every battery, like AAA to D.
Yeah.
So you always got someone to lean on.
Mm-hmm.
You show up with the day pack and like a carton of cigarettes, even though you don't smoke, and you just trade for shit. So that's what I did. Always got yelled at.
Tobacco, alcohol, it's gold. You can get anything you want.
Camel pack of vodka. Allegedly.
Yeah, dude. We had those stories. I had being admin. I mean, doing people's travel claims. That's their money. So a case of beer showed up in my barracks room several times to get their shit done first.
Yeah, you can buy me for sure.
Exactly.
Now that I'm a government employee, you cannot.
Oh yeah, you can't say that stuff.
No.
Nope. Yeah,
as a Marine, you could have bought me.
Right. Yeah. When I got in, moved to contracting, the whole interview process was basically just, can you be bribed? Can you be bribed? Can you be bribed? How good is your credit?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I deal a lot with contracts now. So yeah. What you can invest in, what you can't invest in, what you can and can't say.
Yep. Yeah, and we always got the reports of the people that got caught doing shady stuff as contracting officers. Especially,
it's always the officers.
Well, I mean, they're called KOs, so contracting officers, enlisted personnel as well.
Yeah, I deal with them. I deal with the KOs and cores and all that shit.
Yes. Oh, the representatives. Those guys can be assholes.
Their job, and they think they know their job.
Mm-hmm. All right, we won't get into that too much.
Yeah.
So, hey, why did you start Broken Jarhed? That's what I want to know.
It kind of snowballed because it's only been going for like 2 months. And so initially it was just this nerdy thing. Like, I had a new iPad and I saw the Apple Pen,
Apple
and I was like, ooh, that's neat. So I went and bought the pen, and then I was that stereotypical like 50-year-old house mom who like saw a commercial. I was like, oh, she designed something for her Cricut. So I looked at all these apps and different shit because I always wanted to do art and draw, but I can't draw. So ironically enough, so I was like, okay, well, how can I scam my way through this? And so I had all these different apps and shit, and just it was doodling and different stuff like that, and just kind of everything just kind of clicked. And so I was drawing. I had someone on Fiverr drawing up like a marine thing, and I was like, ooh, it'd be funny if he had like a cast on. And I thought, oh, broken marine. And I was like, wait, Broken Jarhed. Oh, that kind of rings. So I had this Fiverr dude do it up, and that's the last time I used Fiverr because I just forced myself to learn what I wanted to do. So really, I went and I looked for the URL to see if like it was available, and it was. So oh fuck it, okay. So I bought the URL. I found the handle on Facebook, like every social media I could find. Whether I used it or not, I went ahead and bought it. Even Pinterest, not bought it, but claimed it. Because I was like, oh, maybe I'll do something with that later. And then one of my buddies was like, hey, that's pretty good. Once I started, getting rolling and figuring out how I wanted my art to be, someone was like, oh, maybe you should sell that or something. Okay. So I threw it up on the site and passed it around a little bit, and sales started happening. Mostly people liked it. So my whole intention was like, I don't need them. Well, I would love the money. I don't need the money. Like, I'm not doing this. I'm not hoping. Like, I'm not pleading for somebody to buy my shit so that I can pay my mortgage. You don't have to. That's why all of my shit is outlandish, because if like I have 15,000 followers on Instagram, if 14,000 of them get offended and leave at my next post, then fuck you. I don't really care. It just happens. So my whole intention was I wanted out. I was, I don't drink anymore. I was a raging alcoholic, and I had all this extra time on my hands, and I had depression, anxiety, that kind of thing. So it was more of an out. The artwork was. And from there, it just was like, well, what if, I started sending it to some buddies. Like, oh, that's fucking awesome. Like the green weenie. I'll explain that one in a second. So throwing the stuff around, and I saw them kind of get a boost and, a little pep, especially the ones that are out and kind of lost that camaraderie. So like, well, let me see if I can just do this to bring a smile or two to a shitty world with the politics and everything else like that. So then I was like, okay, well, what am I going to do? Because everybody's selling t-shirts, everybody's, doodling and shit. You got Terminal Lance, even though they're a little bit removed now, but like, okay, well, what do I do? So when I wanted to do the green weenie one, I knew I wanted to do that or something with it. I was looking online, and you saw like pickles and different shit like that. So I was like, okay, here's what I'll do. I'll make my shit just grotesque. So a big hairy green dick with a cigarette and gotcha bitch tattooed across his chest. So everything that I do, I try to have it over the top, have some little like hidden eggs in there, and just make people smile. If they want to buy something, have at it. But really, I would love for people to just come subscribe to my website or social media just to come and enjoy the art once a week.
That's a good point, because I love seeing your posts on Instagram when you make something new. You've always got a new creative, edgy thing that comes out, and I can always relate to it in one way or another or all the way. So
yeah, there's usually something there for everybody. There's most of the art pieces, there's multiple layers to. Some people may pick up on all of them, some people may not, but if you're an idiot like me, the surface will be funny, or if you're a genius like the basic vet, then you'll get every layer.
Yeah, genius, my ass. Oh man, well, you do have a lot of the fact that you're making your stuff now and you're off Fiverr is awesome. It's a testament to the fact that if we want to figure something out, we're gonna do it. Like,
absolutely.
Once the idea hits, when you got the artwork back, you're like, oh, I could do this. This could be better.
Yeah.
That's really all we need is a jumping point, you know, and then we're off.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you told us why you started the Broken Jarhead, or Broken Jarhead. I keep putting the in there. It's my fault. But
that's how Southern people are.
Yeah. Hey,
the 40,
where?
The highway. Yeah.
Oh, the 5.
Yeah. My grandparents are older, obviously, so it's like the Mexican. They're not racist. This is gonna sound racist, but like the Mexicans,
Oh, yeah.
the white.
It's like
just put "the" in front of everything.
Yeah, when that is true. That's kind of what I do. I guess I'm old.
Yeah, you're just old at heart. Well, an old racist.
Hey, where is the Broken Jarhead? You mentioned a little bit. Tell us where we can find it.
Okay, so it's pretty easy. BrokenJarhead.com. And if you're a jarhead, it's spelled BrokenJarhead. Very easy. You can go. I'm more active on Facebook than I am on Instagram because Instagram's only good for the reels because it's fucking hilarious to see people. But either one, it's at Broken Jarhead. And I have a Twitter handle, but I'm not going to use Twitter because, fuck that guy. So yeah, at Broken Jarhead or BrokenJarhead.com, Facebook, IG, and my website.
Good. So now we know where to find that shit, and I'm gonna put it in the links too. So,
Yeah, and if they subscribe, so I just dropped that today. If you subscribe, because I don't subscribe to shit because I don't want your stuff in my mailbox. However, now that I'm on this side, I want you to subscribe. But what I do, you get a free sticker. So all you pay for is shipping because I'm not going to give you everything for free. You get any sticker you want. The code is emailed to you. You just put the code in, you get a free sticker. You can only use it once though, so don't be a douchebag. Now, if you go and open up a different Gmail account and completely set up another personality, you're going to get another free sticker because that's fucking awesome. But with that, you get one email every Sunday when I drop new art. That's it. I'm not asking you to buy anything. I'm promoting other small businesses. You're being promoted this week. Yes. Yeah, once a week max. If I don't have art that week, I'm not sending you shit. So.
Well, I can appreciate that. I'm just like you, and I think a lot of people are a little tired of the crazy emails that we get. You saw my inbox. I sent you a picture.
Yeah, it's disgusting, dude. I lost some respect for you.
It took a long time for me to get to the point where I could finally just let it go and stop deleting everything as it came in.
You need to just do it like you and I did our first marriages and just like burn it down and let it and start over.
That's what I do. I'll go in there and I just click delete all. I don't care what it is. And then, 6 months later, I'm back to 1 million.
I used to be like you. I'm a changed man now.
Well, I mean, my life was email, man. Everything I did was email. So I was plugged into my phone 24/7. I'm glad I'm not anymore.
Yeah, and then it just goes out of control.
Yeah. Ugh, takes over your life. So we know where to find it. We know why you started it. But what is what do you offer, man? What kind of stuff you get?
So what I initially wanted to do was patches. So I go to the range like once a week, and so all of my bags and shit are decked out with patches. But patches are difficult because I like my shit to be very detailed, but a lot of the patches you can't get detailed. So then I was turned into stickers. So the patches are coming in. I didn't like what this one asshole did. So I canceled a $1,500 order and got my money back and sent them back. So those are coming. I have the Simper Gumby one. But the more I asked around, the less people were actually using patches, especially when you're active duty. So then I switched and focused on stickers a lot. So the stickers are big. But long story short, you got patches, stickers. We got pins. Let me see if you can see it. So like little lapel pins, or you can put them on the background.
There you go.
You can put on a lanyard, whatever you want to do with them. Mm-hmm. And then apparel, tees, hoodies, hats. If you want a phone case, with a dude snorting coke off a lady's ass, you can get that. Yeah, really whatever you want, you can get for the most part. No pants yet. But yeah, whatever design you want, you can get it. You can get it in a shirt. If you're bold enough to have a big green dick on your chest, then you can get it in a shirt. Or you can just get a sticker and put it on your laptop. Whatever you want to do. So,
yeah,
and
we had
quality shit too. If it's not quality shit, send it back because I've gone through like 12 different shirt types and I finally found one that's like, it's also in G. It's like snug in your arms, like your Chucks used to be, but it's like got some give in the tummy for us vets. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the quality and it's reasonably priced, I think, as well.
I got that Embrace the Suck, which is the logo you have on your hoodie and hat right now.
Yeah.
You sent me the embroidered version of the t-shirt.
Yeah.
And is that the t-shirt you're talking about? The fit?
Yeah. So that one's a little bit different. Yeah, that one I like. I changed it up a little bit because that one was a little bit too thin for my liking. But it still fits nice. I mean, it's still a good fit. But it's just difficult because you have like the cheapest ones are super thick. I don't want a super thick tee. And then other ones are super thin. So it's just kind of a nice blend. I think it's the tri blend. But yeah, the embroidered one is like that. That one's a little bit more slimmer. So I don't like anything touching to remind me of my love handles. So I altered it just a little bit.
I'm the same way, dude.
Yeah.
You go to put a shirt on and you just stretch the elbows a little bit as it goes in there and then
widen it out.
Yep. Yeah, hey, it fits though, man. I love the fit, and it's soft, super soft.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's soft. I like the fit of that. So yeah, that one's on most all of them. The hoodies are baggy, but that one is, I think that's the best fitting one because it's like it's snug, but it's still loose in the right areas. Yeah.
Well, that's good, man. You got one hell of a thing going right now. I remember when I woke up, I don't know, like two and a half months ago, saw that, something like that, and it was like, holy shit, this is gonna blow up. And I figured you had already, had your site, you were going. I'm like, why didn't I know about this guy? And I went there, and you were brand new. I'm like, how the fuck?
Yeah, I was like a week fresh.
Yeah, like you're gonna blow up, and it's starting already.
I hope so. It is. It's been about, right at 2 months, and I did not anticipate anything. So the growth that I've had in 2 months is shocking. I mean, I'm working probably an extra 20 to 30 hours a week on top of my regular job, just to keep everything going and keeping everything fresh. So yeah, I mean, now that I don't have any like expectation, I'm not making any goals or expectations for the future, but at the rate it's gone for the past 2 months, I'm kind of excited to see where it is in a year.
Yeah, me too. You
maybe bankrupt.
I don't think you'll be bankrupt, man, because you're not really doing this for money, so sure, I don't think you're going to invest more than you need to in it.
Nah.
Plus, you're a pretty friggin' smart guy, so that works out in your favor.
Yeah, helps out a little bit.
Hey, what's your favorite design?
So I like the Embrace the Suck quite a bit, just because it's kind of ironic and a little bit. I mean, it's a little bit hidden, kind of out there in your face, obviously, but. My favorite one so far probably is the Dependa one. I like that one quite a bit.
Yeah.
As far as wearability, probably Embrace the Suck, just because it's very versatile and you don't have to be a vet to like appreciate it. Like, I have a big old sticker on the back of my truck, and I have women come up randomly and they're like, "Oh, that's hilarious," So I like that one in terms of just it's universal. Especially during the times today, everybody can kind of appreciate it and laugh.
Big time.
But I've also seen people like look. I can see them in my mirror and they like see it and they're like, "Oh, disappointed." And then I get out in this shit and I'm like, "Hey, what's up?"
Those are the reactions I love. And people are like,
"Exactly, that's what I want." So.
I thrive on those tears. Oh man.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So Embrace the Suck is definitely my favorite design. You knew that.
Yeah.
I love because neon pink is my absolute favorite color. That actually happened by accident.
Yeah, your bike. You sent me that picture of your bike.
Yeah. I told you I think I told you we had just a can of neon pink. What the heck is that? Paint for my rims on my race bike, and I'm like,
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then from there, it just kind of took over.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So it works out. Hey, I do have a question for you though. Since you're promoting and stuff, have you ever heard of Clubhouse?
Nope.
Yeah. So I'm checking into it. I'm gonna look into it. It's an audio only, like social networking platform for people that are trying to get their brand and stuff promoted and pushed out there. It's invite only. It's really exclusive right now, and it's only for Apple. I'm gonna look into it because there's a lot of huge celebrities that are like Kevin Hart just got on it. He's using it.
Really?
So yeah, they're using it to push brands and stuff. But
what do you mean by like audio only?
So all the interactions are not pictures, not text. It's all audio. Every post is audio.
Interesting. That's different.
Yeah, you can start your own rooms, you can start your own topics, and people come to you to see your topics. Plus, whoever you invite, whatever they do on that platform is linked to you directly. So if they turn into a shitbag or an asshole, it's your fault. So people are, they're choosy about who they pick. Good
that's
thing.
Cool. Clubhouse.
Yep. So I'm going to look into that. I'm sure you will now too. Because
I will too.
It's blowing up.
Yeah, that seems different. I like that.
So that's that's our little brief history on Broken Jarhead and Shane himself. But I do have a question. Why would you join the military at 25 years old?
A series of unfortunate events. So I went to college at normal age, got a marketing degree. I had a business when I was in college, and I sold it. I was married young. She left. She cheated on me. This was before the Marine Corps, ironically enough. So I sold this business. I had a decent amount of money. And when I was like 22, 23, like right after college, sold it, and I just played poker. So like, well, I'm gonna try to play poker. Did it. I wouldn't call myself a professional. I wasn't like the guys you see on TV. I was like that weird, sneaky dude that went to card rooms. But I was able to support myself for like 2 years. But oddly enough, it gets boring and it gets tiresome, especially for someone with ADD. So I just stopped when I was 25 and was like, let's do something else. And so I always liked the commercials with the Marines, and I thought they were all cute and pretty. So, and the recruiter's like, we can get you to OCS in 8 months. Like, oof. And he's like, or we can get you to boot camp in 3 weeks. Like, fuck it, let's go to boot camp, man. When I hit the fleet, I was like, oh, maybe I should have waited. But it worked out. Yeah. So, yeah, it was just legitimately boredom and curiosity.
Awesome. I think that might be.
It wasn't like to travel, or wasn't for education, or all those other things that some people joined for. It was just.
Just wanted something different.
Late too, though.
Yeah. Plus, a lot of the older or more intellectual people that joined with me, and I'm sure you've noticed too, they just wanted to do it for a change. That's it. They're tired of school. They're tired of life the way it is. They just wanted something new.
Yeah, exactly.
We had a kid that was a 99 ASVABer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was going to be an actor. And he wanted nothing but 0311. He would not accept anything else.
Yeah, I was a 95 ASVABer, and my first selection was parachute rigging, because I was like, it'd be fun to jump out of a plane.
You would have ended up in flight equipment in some dusty little shop at a squadron somewhere.
It worked out that I didn't get that. But, yeah. But yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, that's very true though. Just wanting to want to change, wanting to do something.
Shit gets boring, man.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
What's more fun than not knowing anything about life and joining, I don't know, the Marine Corps, and then getting thrown all kinds of crazy stuff that you weren't ready for?
Yeah, absolutely.
It keeps you interested.
I didn't even know the rank structure when I joined. Like I was the first one at the end of the squad bay in boot camp, and so like when the first sergeant would come on or whatever, someone was like, attention on deck. I was a platoon leader, whatever they call them, a squad leader. Fuck. I was a squad leader, and my rack was right where the first sergeant would come in. And as soon as he came in, I was like, oh, I'm just scrubbing the floor or something, because I couldn't remember what the fucking rank was. So, because 4 weeks before that, I was a civilian, and now I'm having to announce a first sergeant. So yeah, it was definitely interesting. Big change.
So you didn't have a huge interest as you were growing up and being a Marine or anything like that?
No. My grandpa was in the Army, and I thought it would be kind of cool, but I never really considered it.
You got some family history there. That's good.
Yeah, it's a little bit there, but yeah, I never thought about it. And then I just went and joined. Went home and told my mom. She cried.
Of course.
I haven't lived with you for like 7 years. Like, it's not that big of a deal.
Their first thought is you're gonna go die. That's it.
Right? Yeah.
That's it. My mom had to have that conversation with my recruiter, and I was fucking 24 years old. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
So you only did 5 years, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And that's because of the schooling that you had to go through for crypto. Which
it took almost a year.
Tell me about crypto, man, because I figured out that Kobe was crypto too, just through talking to him. Yeah. And then he told me. So what? You guys are fucking smart. What do you do?
Well, some of us. I wasn't the brightest one. So you can do a lot with it. Like they always tell you're gonna be like the tip of the spear, and they're gonna, the government's gonna teach you to hack computers and all that shit. You can be, but not everybody is. So you can do anything from, you can be an analyst that's clicking PowerPoints all the time. You can load crypto on radios and, go out and do field antennas and shit like that. That's mostly what I did. MARSOC will pick you up sometimes to be, operator, that kind of stuff, to just put you on a team. So you kind of get to do all the cool shit without having to go through all of the training. So you'll just basically man their radios and shit. It's kind of a broad array. But you do have the people who you can kind of get into the ethical hacking and the actual cyber stuff. The uber nerds. I wasn't that good. I mean, the first day of school, we took apart a computer and put it back together. And they were asking everybody like about their experience, and people were like nerding out. And they got to me, and I was like, I can Google. I laughed. Nobody else laughed. It's like, oh, okay, we don't laugh here. So yeah, I barely got through class. So I was good. I was good at the. I was a good runner. I could do on pull-ups, that kind of shit. But in the crypto field, they care a little bit more about your mind. And honestly, like, I'm smart, but I just didn't give a shit because it's like, I've already been to college. I don't need more education. I never studied. I'm just not gonna do it. They'd have all these study groups and stuff, and I would just go get drunk.
Exactly.
Have fun, guys. So yeah, barely got through school. Fleet makes it, more fun. You have a lot more opportunities and options that you can do. But eventually I got all beat up and hurt. Got a couple of concussions and stuff. And so they were like, you're old and smart. So they threw me in the security office. So yeah. And that's kind of what I stuck to. So got out, did government contracting, and then switched over to Govy. Sold my soul and joined the bureaucracy.
God. Oh, I'm not getting into bureaucracy.
We
can. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't know the details with Kobe, but I'm fairly confident he was one of the more, I wouldn't say nerdy, but the nerdier guys that were significantly smarter than me and could do stuff.
Yeah, he speaks 3 or 4 languajes. He says,
yeah, there you go. Yeah, I was the guy that like carried radios and guns around.
Got you. Yep. Yeah. See, when I asked him how many languages he spoke, and then he was like looking, and he's like, "I'm like, bro, if you got to start doing that, then you're already smarter than most people I know.
Yeah,
Get out of here."
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, I took 2 years of Spanish in high school and 2 years of Spanish in college, and I still can't speak Spanish.
Right. I learned all my shit from
Terrible.
Taco Bell bathrooms in SoCal.
Yeah, for real. Like burrito and cocaine. I mean,
Laves las manos means wash your fucking hands. I know that one well.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, that's all you really need.
They all understand. Get away from me. It works out.
Yeah, exactly. And if you get lost in Mexico, you're gonna die anyway. So knowing Spanish is gonna help you out.
You might as well find some coke to make it go out quickly.
Oh, exactly.
So how was it? I know how my experience was, but how was your experience being a 25-year-old PFC? Because I'm guessing you got meritorious as soon as you were in.
Yeah. Luckily, it was pretty shitty. So it was immediate that I obviously had a chip on my shoulders. Oddly enough, my drill instructors were better on me than people when I got to the fleet, because they saw, like, I went in with, I did not have a chip on my shoulder. Like, I told that 23-year-old sergeant off, but when I joined, it was, I know nothing about the Marine Corps. I'm all about this shit. Break me down and turn me into a killing machine, right? So like when anybody, I was squad leader I was the only, there was 2 of us, I think, that could do 20 pull-ups the second they went in. So I was immediately squad leader, and I could not get fired from it.
Damn.
And so, but I was the guy that, like, if one of my guys went and got IT, I went up there with them, because I knew some of the rules. I knew they couldn't IT you forever. So because of that, I really couldn't get fired from the squad leader. And I did try. But so they were more chill with me than when I got out. When I got out, I had a gunny straight up tell me, he's like, I know you're old and you think you're special and you have a chip on your shoulder, but that's not gonna fly with me. Okay, gunny, whatever. So like when I was 30, my gunny was 30, and
got
he
you.
was a douchebag. He still is a douchebag, I would assume.
I don't think that really changes.
It wasn't great. So especially once I got injured and got sent to the security office. Like, I was in charge of the 1st Marine Division, the whole division for clearances and that kind of thing. So that's 4 regiments and 28 battalions, so that's as an E4 telling 28 COs no. So fortunately I had good colonel to back me up. But yeah, I if I didn't have that job, I would have definitely got NJP'd because I was a snarky little bitch. What about you? How was it with you?
Let's see. Through boot camp, it was easy because, I don't know, maybe it's when the drill instructors realize you're older, they kind of lay off you. They didn't really hammer me at all.
Yeah, as long as you're not a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You're putting out.
Yep.
I think they'd leave you alone.
I knew exactly what I had to do, and I knew when to scream and when to scream louder. And
exactly.
Yeah.
Who to hit.
Sometimes they told you, but yeah.
Yeah.
Some good stories we get into here, man. But yeah, being 25 years old and being a private first class, which is only the second rank from the bottom in the Marine Corps, I guess if you want to count recruit. But being 25 years old and getting no respect from 19-year-olds and 18-year-olds that outrank you and being told what to do by some 19-year-old kid who doesn't know shit, and he's a corporal. Like, get out of
His
here.
mom was waking him up for school a year before.
Exactly. But I mean, what are you gonna do? You accepted it. You know, that was our choice. Got to deal with it, man.
High corporal.
Yeah. Just do it, get it over with, and do your work.
Yeah.
But I mean, did you get to deploy at all?
Yeah. Here and there.
Here and there. I got all of one, and even though I tried, but whatever. So what was the worst thing about being in the military, in your opinion?
Actually, boot camp, looking back, like after I was done with boot camp, I was like, I'd never do that again. Looking back, it was like, it sounds super boot, but it was like the most genuine time that I served. It was like everybody was fresh, everybody was motivated. They weren't blinded by alcoholism and everything else like that. Mm-hmm. Everybody was working towards the same goal. So I really enjoyed boot camp. Looking back, the worst part was then when you finally get out and you realize the majority of people don't give a shit about you, and sinking into alcoholism to self-medicate and stuff because everybody's trying to outman everybody else and look cool. So that camaraderie kind of, it's there, but it's not there at the same time. And then I fully expected to lose friends in battle, but I lost more people, killed them themselves. So that was different for sure. I had a friend that killed himself in high school, but I mean, it sounds bad, but he was like one of those guys, like nobody was surprised when he did it. I know that sounds terrible, but yeah, it's like, oof.
The signs are there, man.
Yeah, but yeah, seeing these guys, like I told Kobe, one of these guys I saw 3 hours before he killed himself. He was making plans for like the weekend, talking about him, that kind of stuff. Like he seemed like he was genuinely cool. Like he was going to have a good time. It was like a Thursday night, I think. Talking about what he was going to do with his wife. 3 hours later, she found him hanging from the ceiling. Like what, and so that was the hard thing. Like what snaps? Like what's the last thing? What are you thinking? Because 3 hours ago you were fine making plans and then you just break, That was probably the hardest.
I'd have to agree with you there. The recruiters do not prepare you for the amount of suicides that you have to live through.
No, not at all.
That was my introduction to my deployable unit. Actually, no. MCT was my first experience with Marine Corps suicide. MCT.
Yeah. We had a guy blow his head off in the urinal, whatever it's called, the porta john.
What? Yeah. So, when did you join? What year?
12.
Okay. This was back in 2008, but there was in MCT, at that time, you used to guard your little armory with, condition 1 weapon.
Yep.
Well, when I got there, they had to give us a brief saying you don't have condition 1 weapons. As a matter of fact, you won't even have ammunition anymore while you do it. And and I found out why. It's because one of the guys I went to boot camp with that was about 3 racks down from me was they ended up, him and another guy from boot camp ended up in the same platoon in MCT, and they were doing their guard duty, and this guy said he heard it. He turned around, and the dude triple tapped himself in the head. Yeah, 3-shot burst to his head. Damn. The guy had lost his grandma, his girlfriend left him. All these things happened while he was in MCT, and boom, that was it.
That was similar. Yeah, that was similar to mine. His grandma died, who had basically raised him, and it was at the end of his boot leave, and they wouldn't let him go, they wouldn't let him stay. They made him go. So like the first week or whatever in MCT, he went into porta john, blew his head off.
It's bad, man.
Yeah, absolutely. But,
and I think that's why we do the things that we do, is just a little reason to laugh. Maybe exactly. A sticker or something funny keeps you from doing that.
Something, like that's the thing. It's like I'm not bold enough to say my shit's gonna keep people from killing themselves, but just to make you laugh or make you reach out. Like everybody says reach out to me. Like if you're having trouble, like that's my intention. Is like I want you to reach out to me. I'm gonna go the extra mile. I'm gonna show you. Like I'm gonna give you this art. I'm gonna invite you to come and make designs with me to make you feel more comfortable to come and see me. and I joined up with Mission 22, ambassador with them now. So like I'm in their record for the local and regional stuff to, you know, to reach out, do things, have people reach out to me if they need help. Because I mean, as many dead people as I've seen, like enemies, dime a dozen. But every single time that I've lost a brother or sister in arms, it never numbs you. Like you never get used to it. Like it's still there a little bit when you see a dead, you know, Haji or something, but they're bad at least, right? Like they at least is.
You're conditioned to hate them at least.
Exactly. I'm at least conditioned to hate them, and it's like, I don't like seeing heads blow off necessarily, but it's like,
It's probably a good reason.
Exactly, yeah. But every time, even if you don't see that, your buddy kill yourself, it haunts your mind. Like, what were they thinking? And it never gets easier. And you would think you'd get numb to it after a while, but you never do.
Yeah, and the worst part is, what could I have done? What could I have done to help? If you get into that mindset.
Exactly. Yeah, or thinking, I could have done this. I would have done this. It's difficult.
Stop doing that shit, people. Go talk to somebody. And you just brought something up. Basically you said inviting people to make a new design with you. Like, you mean like send you a suggestion on something?
Yeah, so my if you saw the one where I said I can't remember the unit. It was in Japan. They closed it down in 2018. But it was, you haven't been fisted until you're iron fisted.
Oh yeah.
That was a dude on Instagram, Wayward Goat. I don't know if you see him. He comments on a lot of my shit.
He's on my stuff now too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so he reached out and asked about it. I was like, hey, send me an idea, whatever. I'll make them. And for like $50, I mailed him 25 stickers, custom design. The cleared bot one, that was for some JTAC guys on Middleton that requested it. Actually, the one that dropped today with Rambo with the K-bar in his neck, that was from a request from somebody on Middleton. Reach out to me. Give me ideas. I'll give you shout outs. I'll give you whatever you want, shout outs, free stickers, or make you a deal. Like, I want you to customize it because I'm removed from the military. We're both removed from the military. So, excuse me. Jeez. What was funny to us may not be relevant anymore. So, if you're dealing with something that's hilarious or, ironic, then fucking reach out and we'll design it together and you can pass it around to all your friends. So
and I can vouch for what he just said because the little pill bottle one that you released with the straw in it.
That's true. Yeah, that was yours. That was your idea.
You and I worked together on that. You would send it to me and I'm like, oh shit. So I gave some, hey, it'd be cool.
Yeah, I had an initial idea, but you're the one that sold it with the straw and everything. Like you put the finishing touch on it to include the straw. I was like, yeah, that's fucking awesome.
And the bendy straw. The bendy straw wasn't me. That was
the bendy straw.
Yep.
Yeah. So sorry, I forgot that you to mention that one. Yeah, you definitely inspired that one.
So like he just said, you can absolutely work on a new design with him, and he'll probably get it out there.
Yeah, I'll get it out there, and usually I'll get it done. Like, if you get me excited about it, if I don't like it, I'm not gonna be mean, but I'm gonna be like, let's make it better. I'm gonna help you make it badass. And make everybody want it. But yeah, I'll get it done in a day or two. I take my iPad to work with me, and I'll just if people piss me off, like if I have a bad meeting or something, I just go out to my truck and draw my iPad. So.
Yeah, I don't know any other sites that are going to allow you that type of interaction with the owner, the founder, CEO, COO, C-average student, whoever.
Yeah, that's one thing that I definitely try to do. Like, I try to obviously I'm still small, but I try to reach out and at least like whatever comment you say. If I'm running an ad or something, or even with the Reddit where it's got 1,000 views or whatever it may be, if you like it or you comment, I'm going to respond. And so I've noticed people are, especially on Facebook when I'm running an ad, there's be 300 or 400 likes, and then I respond and like, oh shit, like this is the dude, like he's actually talking, so they'll talk back and stuff. I always wanted that kind of interaction with people and that connection, and that's what I'm trying to do. So as big as I hopefully get, my intention is the people, right? Like everybody out there is the reason I'm doing what I'm doing, and I don't plan on forgetting that. I don't plan on selling out. I plan on coming to you guys for ideas because I need them, and I want you guys to want them and like them.
You heard it here today. Go to brokenjarhead.com, sign up, put your email in there, get your free sticker, and then give them some ideas for some new shit, because we get bored and we need ideas. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, man. I'm gonna send you an idea for something then. Oh wait, I already did. I used my idea.
Yeah, it's true. You used your one token.
I'll let the other people have a chance.
I might allow you to submit a second one.
All right, we'll see about that, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, so is there anything you miss in particular about putting on that fucking uniform every day?
I didn't have to pick out my outfit for the day.
Yes.
Yeah, the camaraderie, like I mentioned before, like it was there, but it wasn't there. At least you suffered together. Or the high highs and the low lows came as a group. But I was just having a conversation with my boss the other day, because I'm a GS 13, and this 14 and 15 were just dogging me on an email, and they CC'd a bunch like a SES and some GS 15s and shit, and they're just really like throwing me under the bus. Well, I fucking replied all and told them what I thought. I was tactfully aggressive.
Of course.
And my boss was like, he had my back. He's like, oh man, you got to be careful with that. And I told him, I said, let me explain something. I said, these people have never served in the military and they don't know how it is. I said, I will never be treated like that. I said, that was the one thing, is you had mutual respect, at least when you were in the military. And that's something that I miss, that these people think that they're just going to shit on you, and they're not going to do that. So I guess the biggest thing I miss is not being surprised when someone's stuck up for themselves. It's kind of that alpha male personality. Is if you talk shit, you're going to get hit, basically. And that's I'm blabbering, but that's the biggest thing I miss is now outside you're surrounded by a bunch of trolls that would never say that shit to your face. And when you're in the military, especially Marine Corps, like, you're going to say it to someone's face and you might get hit for it. And then you get hit and y'all become best friends. Like, that's what I miss is less drama. Just say what you fucking mean. You say it to your face, that confrontational attitude. I love that. It's like that guy that was trying to roast me on Reddit this morning, saying my art wasn't funny, and he was, I told him just fuck off. Like he was like, I wasn't gonna say it. Basically, if nobody knows what happened. So I posted the Rambo shit. It took off some places, and I don't care if you don't like it. So this dude, the first thing he said on one of these subs was, "Is this supposed to be funny?" And at first I was like, okay, maybe he genuinely doesn't know. So I said, it can be funny, sad, relatable, take your pick. And I said, or you can be an asshole. And so he says, I'll be an asshole because this is stupid and I guess so are you, or something like that. And I was like, okay, well, cool, bro. Thanks for your input. Here's mine. Go fuck yourself. Like, I'm going to say it. I miss people saying it. I like the confrontational thing. I'm never going to back down from stuff. And that's what I miss about the Marine Corps, because this dude is an army guy and then he goes off and he deletes his comments. Like, at least be a fucking man and leave him there. Let everybody else see it. But he's probably getting downvoted, and God forbid he gets downvoted and gets negative points. So he deleted it. Like,
I don't understand.
That's what I miss.
Yeah, no, I can agree with you there, because before I joined the Marine Corps, that was my group of friends. Like, we were the same way.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Except we just went to jail more often. That's all.
I never went to jail. I got suspended and shit from school, but I didn't make it.
Yeah, I had a bit of a patchy history.
Oh.
Lots of waivers.
My mom might not let me talk to you after this.
Yeah,
a lot of waivers, you said?
I had a lot of waivers. Not a dum-dum waiver. Didn't have that one.
Yeah, I didn't do that one.
My recruiters, when they opened up my fucking ASVAB results, I just saw his eyebrows raised. Like, yeah, I'm not a retard. I just got in a lot of trouble.
I'm a smart degenerate.
Yeah, exactly. At least I think I am. But hey, what prepared you for your civilian job now? Like, what about the military life prepared you for what you're doing now?
So the attention to detail. So, okay, the biggest piece is the accountability piece and integrity. That you're not going to get away with shit when you're in the military. Like, it's always going to come up. So do it right the first time. Have attention to detail and give it everything you got. And so relaying that to the outside, like if you're a grunt or whatever it may be, what I told Kobe is have somebody on the outside, like one of us, to help you, like with your resume or whatever it may be, because a lot of the guys that I've helped, they'll be grunts or something, and they're like, oh, I've been to battle and all this shit, but how do I put that on my resume? That's a big deal because it is relatable in managerial sense. You're not going to get out and become a manager right away. But the biggest pieces out on the outside is that you keep a cool head. You're cool under pressure, under stress. That under stressful situations, you can still make educated decisions. And that you have attention to detail. Like those are the three biggest pieces in the civilian world. So explaining, that, well, I went to, I was in battle and in firefights and shit like that. Like, how do I relate that? You relate it by saying, hey, I was a platoon. You can't tell them I was a platoon sergeant or platoon leader or whatever. You say, hey, I was in charge of X amount of people. Like I led 12 people into battle and I instructed where they went. And, the life and death situations under heavy stress and extremely stressful situations, I'm able to keep a clear head and lead my team to success. That's how you relate it to the civilian world. But in short, the attention to detail, doing shit the right way the first time, and then integrity is going to be a big piece when you get out.
So integrity, attention to detail, and what was the other thing? Sorry.
I don't know. I don't have a good little one-worder for it, but doing things right the first time.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Like not making, I don't know, not just compromising maybe.
And thriving under pressure.
In that, yeah.
Those are like three the bullet topics on your resume you want to stick out.
Absolutely.
Functions real well under pressure. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah, and that's a big thing. That's a big thing because there's a lot of smart people that I work with, engineers and shit like that. They're like making subs and ships and all this. They crumble under pressure. You confront them one time and they crumble. Like, that's what's going to separate you when you're wanting to be a manager or something like that, or leading a team. Everything is stressful. You have to be able to prioritize and delegate those tasks to get the mission accomplished.
Exactly.
I still call shit missions, and people are like, "We don't have missions here." It's like, okay, asshole. I work for the Department of the Navy. I'm still going to call them, missions.
Yeah, exactly. He's not calling them sorties. Get off your.
So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, those are definitely. I would have to agree with you there. Excellent.
Cool.
What about Hey, so what do you do exactly at the Pentagon? You security clearance or something like that?
Yeah, so I'm split between there and a couple other places. Some of it's security clearances, different security functions, not like security guards and stuff. Some of it's exciting, some of it's boring, some of it's really boring. But yeah, I get a lot of exposure and get to see a lot of cool things and be around a lot of cool people. So that's neat. But yeah, it's kind of like secret squirrel shit that you can't really talk about.
I figured.
Yeah.
Well, here, then you had kind of mentioned it briefly. What is cool about the inside of the place that you work?
So the first thing I did when I got there, I don't really know if you remember, but a couple years ago, it came out where like I had a Google Maps and it showed Taco Bell in the middle of the Pentagon. The first thing I did when I got to the Pentagon is I went to the quad. Well, it's not a quad because it's 5 sides, but I don't know what you call it. And confirmed there's not a Taco Bell. It's the Aubon Pear or Aubon Pain or something. I like salt brownies and bagels and shit. And that was the first thing I did. Once I got access to different stuff, like there's 17 miles of walkway through that place. But it's so strategically built that you can get from like the bottom floor to of one side to the top 5th floor of the other side in like 5 minutes. So it's pretty neat. But I was able to go in the Commandant's office, Commandant of the Marine Corps, Secretary of Defense, Secretary of the Navy, a lot of cool places. The absolute best one was in Mattis's office. There was a golden AK from one of Bin Laden's palaces.
Hold on.
Yeah.
That was my next damn question.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, so besides our Lord and Savior, General Mattis, which you're going to get into, who have you met? So get into General Mattis. I want to hear that shit. This is good.
So, yeah, Mattis, in passing, I literally ran into General Dunford. We were going down like the VIP hallway and I was talking to this person and he stepped out talking to his person. I smacked into him. He was cool. A lot of Sergeant Major Green, Sergeant Major Marine Corps, I think before this, met him. He's a pretty cool dude, very loud. And then a couple of I can't remember their name. Some of like the big dudes. I don't remember their names. The people that are like in the news and all that shit, I saw them occasionally from the sidelines. Director of Naval Intelligence, CNO, Chief of Naval Operations. Yeah, but yeah, Mattis was obviously the coolest. But the Marine Corps Hall in the Pentagon, like you go down all these other halls and it's like, you know, white and black and boring and shit. Like the Marine Corps Hall is blue and red. Like the walls are blue. There's a red stripe down the hall, and then they have these huge portraits of all of the commandants of the Marine Corps.
Good.
And they have like the most medals of honor in that hallway. It's fucking awesome.
Of course they fucking do.
Yeah. So
because you wanted to join the most badass branch of the military, and then on its face, it is. Sorry.
But yeah, so Mattis's was, I guess, the coolest because of the AK. AK. So the AK was gold and it was on a plaque, and it said on the little placard below it, it said the previous owner had no further use. That's pretty badass. And then he's got on his doors into his main office, he's got saloon doors. Like they're not from the Ton Tavern, but you know, like, as if it was.
So he actually has an open door policy. You can't close it.
Well, there's a door behind it that'll. Oh. Yeah, it's generally open, and yeah, it's a pretty badass office.
That's cool, man. Previous owner no longer had use. That's awesome.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Man, so you already talked about what Mattis is like. That's what I wanted to know. And we're getting towards the end here. I think what's that?
I said he's very quiet. Very like
I would think so.
Yeah.
The really good leaders are the ones that you look at him and you're like, he's gonna fuck my world up, and they never say anything.
Right. Yeah, he has nothing to prove.
Mm-hmm.
He almost just kind of seems like a teddy bear.
Yeah.
But he's a stone cold killer.
well, thank you. I've always wanted to know what it was like, you know, to actually meet Mattis, and I bet he's a real no-nonsense son of a bitch. Just doesn't want to deal with dumb shit.
Pretty much, yeah. He's a smart dude, yeah.
So, how bad is the traffic in DC?
Oh man, yeah, I related to your traffic podcast. So I have to drive so you hit Maryland and then go into DC, and the whole way it's terrible. So there'll be nothing, and then all of a sudden there's just bumper to bumper traffic. But usually it's because people are merging and they don't understand like the zipper method.
Zipper merge.
Yeah, like just let them go.
Mm-hmm.
Like just stagger it. It's very simple, but no, so much just flying by on the shoulder. And then I get honked at when I roll over in my big truck so they can't go past. Just laying on their horn like I'm in the wrong. But I do that every single day, just people flying by on the shoulder. Like it's a 4 or 5 lane highway and they're flying by on the shoulder. And then you have the idiot who just all of a sudden needs to cross 4 lanes. Oh. And it's just, but it's not because he needs to exit, because I'll do that shit. You know, just go from here to the exit occasionally.
If you have to.
But no, it's just like, boom, need to be in the very farthest right lane, and then they just sit there. It's chaos. I've seen people reading newspapers in their car, obviously looking at their phones and shit. Like it's so annoying. Very, very, very annoying.
Traffic is.
And insurance is very expensive because of it.
I would imagine.
That my car, even from California, my car insurance went up. I think it was like, if I remember correctly, it was like 70%.
God, for a truck too, I'm betting.
Yeah, it's nuts. So,
well, yeah, that's why the biggest thing that pisses me off on a daily basis is traffic, because it's really, really easy. You get taught the rules, those lines, those signs, those lights. They taught you what they're for.
Exactly.
God damn it.
Like of all the times to have teamwork in your life, driving would be the time to do it.
Yeah.
Like I'm the most asshole person and confrontational person, but when it comes to the traffic, it's like, let's work together because we're all angry. Let's just work together and get there. It's very simple, but everybody except for me is an idiot on the roads. It seems like.
Wait, isn't it supposed to be if everyone's an asshole, you must be the asshole?
See, that's the thing. It's like when I played poker, they said if you sit down and you don't find the sucker within the first 10 minutes, you are the sucker. So I've considered that, but no, I am definitely a good driver.
Exactly. Being, thinky like we are, I had to take. I'm like, nah, maybe I'm just a complete. Mm-hmm. I am an asshole, but I break down things in traffic. I'm like, okay, that shouldn't have happened because of this reason, because you're supposed to do it this. Why? Yeah.
See, that's the thing. I'll look inward first. Like, I'm not that arrogant where it's just like everybody else's fault. Like, I'll look internal and be like, is there something that I need to do better? And then it's, nope, these people are fucking terrible.
That's basically the premise behind IDGAF versus ignorance.
Exactly.
IDGAF is I've already figured out and contemplated this situation, and now I don't give a fuck about you.
Exactly.
Or anything you have to do, because you've shown me you're ignorant and don't give a fuck about me, period, from the start.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep.
Ugh. Well, so this is another thing that I've noticed, you know, going state to state and traveling and stuff like that. It seems almost like every state's capital is right outside the ghetto. It's right outside the hood.
Yeah.
Is DC any different? Our nation's capital?
No, so actually, so I'm not saying it because like racist, but I lived next to a Martin Luther King Jr. Parkway, and it seems like everywhere that there's a ghetto, like there's a Martin Luther King Jr. Parkway. It's not saying anything bad against anybody. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
It's a fact of life.
Yep.
So where I work is like 2 blocks from Pennsylvania Avenue. So you go up 2 blocks, turn on Pennsylvania Avenue, travel down, you're at the White House. Right around the corner from where I work is the hood, and and you see coming off of the highway Martin Luther King Avenue or Parkway or whatever it is, and yeah, it's the complete ghetto. It's really weird.
You are correct, man. Every Martin Luther. So when we're on deployment on ship, a bunch of guys, I won't say who, but they used to call, like, there's a treadmill section along the bulkhead of the hangar bay, and they would all go work out there, and they called it Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard.
Yeah,
but we all understood. Yeah, Detroit has one. Everybody has one.
Yeah, everybody's got one. That's not saying anything bad about Martin Luther King or anybody like that.
No.
Like,
It's just
they're always
facts of life, man.
One. It's always run down, and they're always like a public park next to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't get it, but it is what it is.
Well, that answers that question. I think it's in Harrisburg is no different, man.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Well,
I've never really considered that actually. But yeah, you're right. I'm thinking about all the big cities that I've been to, and it's the outskirts are like that, which is weird.
Yeah, Michigan has Lansing, but I think Lansing is one of the weird ones. It's not like, from what I remember, not straight up hood right outside the capital there. Could be. Maybe it changed. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Like looking back now, like I was raised in the hood. We were in Section 8 housing and stuff. Mm-hmm. It was like the train track thing, like across the train tracks.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, looking back, like we were on the outskirts of a city. So we'd always go into the city to get into trouble.
Yeah.
It's the best place to allegedly sell drugs.
To allegedly sell drugs. Correct. Exactly.
Yeah.
Allegedly. No, that's same thing kind of where I grew up. My dad did what he could to make sure I didn't live in the hood, but a couple blocks away, I could go right to it.
Yeah.
And that's where the fun shit happened anyway.
Absolutely. Yeah. People would follow each other home on the bus and get in fights and shit.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to end this with a random pod deck question. There's this company called Pod Deck, and it's just a bunch of cards, and they have questions and ideas on them. They're pretty useful.
How long is my penis?
What's that?
How long is my penis?
How'd you know that? Fuck. Now I got to pick a different question, dude.
He wants to know. I don't know what it is.
Let me pick a shorter question.
Oh.
So, if you could be a personal assistant to anyone, who would it be?
Interesting. That's a mad decent question. Who plays Daredevil? Ryan Reynolds?
Daredevil. Oh no, Daredevil? I don't think Daredevil was Ryan Reynolds.
Not Daredevil. What did he play? Yeah, Deadpool. Yeah. I would be Ryan Reynolds' personal assistant.
That would probably be a fun ass
job. You're gonna get into the gym. You're gonna have time to get into the gym. Mm-hmm. And he just seems like a cool dude. Like if you're talking about like who's hot, like Ryan Reynolds is pretty hot. No homo.
Hey, I mean, absolutely no homo, but you gotta fucking see it where it is.
He just seems like a chill dude. Like he seems like he would be a decent dude to be a personal assistant for. I'll go with that.
I mean, look, man, if I was gay, Ryan Reynolds is one of my first ones. All right.
If I was a personal assistant, I might become gay. I don't know. I mean, I haven't tried dick, so.
Well, you never know.
You never know.
That's my last question. That's my final question that was written through the podcast here. But what I want to do now is kind of like, have you ever seen Hot Ones?
Yes.
I'm going to give you 30 seconds of just Shane time. So go ahead and give us 30 seconds of whatever you got.
I'm on the spot. Okay, so I guess it's more of a recap. Like, reach out to me for art and shit. I can't say it enough. Like, I keep pushing it. But people aren't reaching out as quickly as I would expect them to. Legitimately, you send me an email, info@brokenjarhed.com, or contact me through the site. I will respond to you. Unless you're trying to get me to pay you for a shout out on Instagram, I'm not going to do that. Go like my shit, follow me. I'm not caring about the likes as much. I just want you to see my art. So if you have a recommendation or a critique, I'll hear it. I might cuss you at you, but yeah, bring it on. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. What you want more of. I want it to be tailored. I want every single art piece. I want you to like every single one of them. So if you're not liking them, let me know and I'll fucking tweak it. So, you may not be, everyone may not be your favorite, but I want you to connect with every one of them. That's my goal. So at Broken Jarhead, come check me out, hang out, stay for the art.
Awesome. Shane, thank you for agreeing to come on to this new project I'm trying with no experience in interview podcasting at all. Thanks for giving it a shot, and thanks for telling us about yourself, and thank you most of all for what you're doing right now to help give back to the community that needs you so much.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it.
So that's Shane from the Broken Jarhead, and that does it for this episode. Later, guys.